So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront, and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. Did you ever wake up in the morning and go, what am I going to do today? Why am I here? The what's, the why's, the why's, the what. Sometimes you dream about it too. It drives you crazy, right? Everybody does it. Don't worry about it. You're not alone. What and why? We'll talk about that today. It is the Daily Boost. How are you? It's me, Scott Smith. Good to have you. Thanks for stopping by today. The Daily Boost is very simple stuff, you know. We all have things you want to do. So, okay, come here real close. Let me explain this to you. I believe in building a peaceful base of a life. In other words, right now, life is cool. It's peaceful. You're getting what you want. It's going your way. And then I believe that we should build a future peaceful base where we want to go and grow to. And then I see this show and see some of the other work I do as the bridge between here and there. That's the goal. So if you need a little motivation, we'll give you that today. But today, I'm going to go just a wee bitty bit bad boy. I'm not much of a bad boy. I'm usually a good boy. I'm enough of a bad boy that it caught my wife's attention when I was dating her. And she said, I'm going to date myself a bad boy. And then I asked her to marry me, and she said, okay. I said, why'd you ask me to marry you? She said, well, I figured out you're just a little bit bad, mostly good. Wink, wink, ladies, you know what I'm talking about, right? So here's my controversy. A while back, I was chatting with a friend. Happens a lot, sometimes in groups as well. And you know what we were doing? The same thing you do. We were kind of figuring out what we want in life. We're talking about that. You know, in between, we're kind of solving all the problems of the world. Sometimes there's a cold beverage on the table. But mostly we're just trying to figure out what we want because it changes day to day. Life is long. You're going to change. I have people all the time say, Scott, you're not the same guy you were 20 years ago. I said, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. To be different, to grow. It's a really common topic among my friends, probably among yours. And it makes sense because you get what you focus on, right? Now, I think when you're sitting around the table talking about stuff, what you're getting is more of sitting around the table talking about stuff. It's when you finally say, okay, I like that idea. Let's go do it, right? So we talked and we realized that for the most part, we had bumbled and stumbled our way through a very colorful life. Have you done that? Has your life been 100% intentional? I know it's supposed to be. People say you should be intentional. And I think we all are at some point in time. My wife and I, we first met and we were dating and we'd go out on the town, dinner and dancing. And I'd plan the best night in the world, and we'd get back and we'd say, well, that was okay. And sometimes we would just go out and it was the best night ever. No intention whatsoever. Life is like that. In fact, if you listen to some of the training I do in Face Your Passion and the different kinds of passion there are in the world, one of the things we know is passion is not sitting out there for you to discover. It's really something you trip and stumble upon and something you just kind of find and go, oh, that's kind of fun. I like that. It's an idea that I learned a long time ago, and I think you've done it yourself. But getting what you want in life, I think, requires that you know what you want in life, right? What? That's the hard thing, Scott. Please tell me what I want. Trust me, a question I get 10 times a day. You got to know what you want. Now, hang on to that word what, because we're talking about what and why today, okay? What happens if you have no idea what you want, but still the good things keep arriving in your life? I know, hang on. Yeah, Scott, I have no idea what I want, but sometimes the bad stuff keeps arriving too. Yeah, that's why we want to be a little bit intentional along the way. I'm just going to tell you that, are you following me here? We can be intentional. We should be intentional. We should sit down and decide what we want, but still stuff's going to happen. So let's get to the why. So this blows me away and people will get mad at me and maybe you'll get mad at me right now, but I don't care. And Simon Sinek, it's fine. You're a smart dude. I like to read your books, the whole thing, and you got a big book out of it. That's awesome. Why? I see so many people leading with the why. I wholeheartedly disagree that you lead with the why. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in tens of thousands of conversations, and that's with other people. I'm not talking about the millions of conversations I've had with myself. I have rarely seen anybody lead with the why. They don't come to me and say, why I want this is. They don't ever say that. They might come and say, I want $1 million. And I'll say, why? And they say, well, I was broke one day, so I made this goal to make $1 million. Oh, so the what was you wanted $1 million? No, the what was you were broke and you didn't want to be broke anymore. I've just not seen it. I've always seen the what first. The why is still dramatically important, but in my view, and in my experience, tens of thousands of conversations, when we figure out the what, we got it figured out. It's like if we know what we're going to do, and then we have a roadmap that says, okay, here's what you're going to do. Now take these steps, go that way, and get there. That to me has just proven to be the biggest first step ever. And I break free a little bit. There are a lot of life coaches out there, and I do not fall in life coach category. A lot of them don't agree with me because I will actually give you ideas. I will tell you what to do. I'm not going to say what truth has to be real for you to do this. I'm going to say, do this. It's smart. Sorry. I am such a bad boy.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Most of your happiness in life comes up. I believe this when, first off, I think it comes when you're stumbling and bumbling around and you just kind of unaware as you get into things. You don't know why you did it. You just started doing a what, and there you are, and it sticks. My wife sometimes says, why are you doing that? I'll say, what? She goes, that. Why are you doing that what thing? Well, she won't say that, so I just said on the podcast because it sounded cool. Why are you doing that? And I was like, I don't know. Just felt like doing it. But I can tell you what, when she asked why I was doing something, there's a why. Well, it had to be fixed. But I was sitting there going through my list of what I had to do today, and it was, go fix that. It was a what, not a why. So where does a why come into being important? The why comes into being important when you decide to go after something. When you set a goal so big it scares you. When you've reached out to something so large that you just want so badly, and you're going after it, and you sometimes don't think you can make it. And you know the person you are right now is not even capable of doing that. You got to grow a little bit. The only thing that's going to get you there is for you to understand why you're doing it. So the what thing pops in your head, you just grab it, you say, I want to do this, you got your vision board. Is your vision board a why? Yeah, the reason I'm doing this is that's my why. I want that Viper up there. I'm sorry, I have a lot of friends who own Vipers. I'm in the Viper Club. Honorary member, they've allowed the Harley member into the Viper Club. I want the Viper up there. I have the Harley on the vision board. I did when I had a vision board. I don't have it anymore. That's not why. It's a what. But when the work comes down to it, when you got to stay in the game, when you're literally can't figure out how to get through the next problem you're having, and my gosh, you're going to have them. When you feel like you just can't go your way, and this time of year when the stress just goes over the roof, there's a lot of people right now are not sleeping well. Why the hell am I doing this? If you say, why the hell am I doing this? I can tell you that there's a what behind the scenes someplace. Right now, before I do this podcast, I'm listening to a Christmas song. Girl named Tom, their Christmas album. And it kind of gets me this magical feeling. And I was thinking about this. So why are so many people walking around trying to just find this mythical why? If I can just figure out my why. If I just figure out my passion in life. I don't mean to mock this. I've just done this so many times I can't lie to you, okay? I know a couple of things. It's pretty simple. I know that your passion comes when you bumble and stumble your way around. You at least get up and go, stand up, take a step and repeat. And when you find something you like, you kind of stick to it a little bit, right? Maybe it sticks around for life. Maybe you get something new later. I get that. But I also know that if you just bumble and stumble around, find the what you like, it won't be long before you find purpose. And purpose becomes your why. It becomes your meaning. It'll become your legacy if you do it long enough. So find a what today, then find your why.